Welcome to the Startup Funding Espresso. I'm Hall T. Martin, where we talk about how to raise funding and invest in startups and the time it takes to drink an espresso. If you have a question about startup funding or investing, please go to the website, startupfundingespresso.com, and type in your question into the chat bot in the lower right corner to receive an answer. I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello, this is Hall T. Martin with the Startup Funding Espresso, a daily shot of startup funding and investing. In commercializing your technology, there are two primary paths: building a startup or licensing the technology to others. You should consider licensing your technology when the following conditions exist. The development cost of bringing the final product to market is very high. There's a high level of risk to the startup from market conditions, product development, and sales execution. There's a great deal of competition in the market already. There's going to be a great deal of competition in the near future. There may not be enough revenue to sustain a startup into a full-fledged business. The inventor does not have sufficient time or financial resources to launch a startup. The amount of funding required to launch a startup is very high, and the technology is a minor value add to the customer solution. Licensing the technology is a better path for many technologies because there's insufficient market demand and high development costs to create the final product. Consider licensing for your technology. Thank you for joining us for the Startup Funding Espresso, where we help startups and investors connect for funding. Let's go start listening to today. Hall T. Martin is the director of Investor Connect, which is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to the education of investors for early-stage funding. All opinions expressed by Hall and podcast guests are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinion of Investor Connect. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon as a basis for investment decisions.